Today, I'm going to tell you guys how I think that my Bugatti Veyron is as a daily driver, because believe it or not, this is actually my daily driver here in Dubai, and I've gotten so many comments about it and questions asking me how is it to drive on a daily basis, and that's exactly what I'm gonna tell you today. So jump in and let's go for a ride. Alright, so first of all, I don't have many other cars to compare to because I only drove a McLaren and I drove this car. I also drove an S-Class a little bit, but not much. But I'll tell you right now that driving this car is so easy. It's very simple and it's actually quite comfortable. It is a hypercar, but somehow it just feels like a hypercar mixed with a Bentley, to the point where it actually feels very simple to drive. It's very smooth, it's easy to steer, and it's not like these crazy sports seats. It's more like quite comfortable, and I don't know, for me I think this is very, very, very comfortable to drive. And the problem or the issues come with the flexibility of storing stuff, and of course the cost, the maintenance, and that's what we're gonna talk more about as soon as I park the car here somewhere. It sounds amazing also, of course. It's just an added benefit. It doesn't make it a great daily driver though. But look at this beautiful place here, that's crazy. This is a very beautiful location. I love Dubai. All right, so parking the car, very simple, not so complicated, and
show the key.
This is the key. And okay, so one issue with Bugatti is that it's very expensive to maintain. So for example, if I lose this key and I want a new key from Bugatti, I have to pay $10,000. That's ridiculous, because it's definitely not worth $10,000. But okay, so let's talk about storage a little bit. First of all, this little compartment is supposed to put your phone, but this car is from 2010, so it doesn't fit a normal size iPhone, and it's the old like iPod thing, so of course this doesn't work. I need to buy an adapter to solve that issue. And the storage, I mean, you can easily store your water bottle there. I can also, if I want, store my sunglasses there, so it's actually quite decent storage there. The same on the other side. But other than that, there's not much to store stuff. But here, boom, you can put some things. Here I have a cable, and I don't even know what this is. What is that actually? Oh, there's some kind of thing there. Can the vlog see that? It's like, I think you can probably charge something there. I actually don't know what that is. Here I guess you can put some cards if I want to put, actually maybe I should change location for this card and put it there. I can do that.
That's a great spot.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So
for the wallet and stuff.
Yeah, so you can put stuff there. Okay, so when you get out of the car, just like any other car, like that, and of course, now comes the tricky part. It's not very easy. So you have to kind of do this, and it takes a little bit of practice, but then now I made it look quite easy, but it's not so simple, and it's even harder when you put the roof on top. And we'll talk more about the roof in a second, because the roof has to be manually put on, which is of course the next issue. So let's talk about that for a second. All right, guys, so let's talk about the roof, because you can see that right now there's no roof on, and that's because this is the Bugatti Veyron Grand Sport, which means that it is a convertible. And the problem with a hypercar is that most of these hypercars, you manually have to take off and on the roof, because there is no mechanism to put it on and off. So if you have, for example, you know, a Porsche or Mercedes, then you can just push a button and then it comes off. But here, not so much. And also, even worse, when you take it off, there's no place to store it. At least if you buy the new Koenigseggs, I know that you can actually take the roof and put it maybe in the front or in the back, but there is no such storage. Luckily, I live in Dubai. It rains maybe 1 day per year here, so for me it's fine. But if you live in anywhere else in the world, this will become an issue for sure. Actually, guys, let's now go and put on the roof so I can demonstrate to you just how inconvenient that can be. All right, guys, as my daily driver, I can drive quite quickly. Check this out. Now, it's not necessary with 1,000 horsepower for a daily driver, but it definitely makes a lot of fun, that's for sure. Okay, so two more issues. One issue is that the car is very low. So any speed bump, you have to go very, very carefully, otherwise you touch it immediately. And the second problem is the turn radius. It's very, very hard to turn. So for example here, in this roundabout, when I'm going around here, there's no way that I can go around without having to first go forward and then put in reverse, which I had to do here, go back a little bit, and after going a little bit of reverse, then I can start going. So yeah, as a daily driver, obviously it's not ideal, but it's the price you have to pay to have your Bugatti as your daily driver. So while I'm waiting for my driver to pick up my roof, which I have upstairs, I can tell you about the insane amount of gas that this car consumes. Actually, 2 days ago, I was racing a little bit in the desert. In the morning, my fuel tank was full. In the evening, it was literally empty. That goes to show that a W16 engine consumes a whole lot of gas. So if you pay attention to gas prices and if you don't want to spend a lot of money on gas, then this car is not for you. Especially if you're going to be daily driving it, because it gets expensive. Obviously in Dubai, gas prices are lower than in maybe Europe, but still. And also another thing is the depreciation. The more miles you put on this car, you lose a bunch of money on depreciation. I have low mileage on mine still, but it is my daily driver, so I know that the mileage will go up, and it's the price you have to pay to drive such a nice car. But many people, they buy these cars and they put them in storage. But I think that's boring. Like, I want to use it. So I've used this every single day now for, I don't know, more than 4 or 5 weeks, maybe even more than that. Almost 2 months actually, I think. Almost every day. So it's my daily driver. And I love it. I think it's cool. Pros and cons, but all in all, it's cool. And another thing is the fact that this is a hypercar. It looks insane, which means that it gets a lot of attention. That can be good, it can also be bad. Sometimes it's cool, people look at it, they say hi, they want to take pictures, it's cool. But there are certain moments in time when you want to be a little bit private, when you don't want so much attention. And then that's another con you have to keep in mind if you want to have a Veyron as your daily driver. People will take notice, that's for sure. When I drive on the highway, people always drive up to me and they look at my car and they sometimes honk, they pull down the windshield, take pictures. I'm fine with it, it's fine. But if that's not for you, then Veyron is maybe not the best daily driver, because that's gonna happen. But all in all, it's such a crazy car. I love it so much, and I love it. Let's take a look at the storage, because there's not a whole lot of it. So if you want to open up the storage room, you come here, and then there's this small little lever like that, and now it should be open. And then you have to do that, and there you go. There's not a whole lot here, guys. You cannot even fit a normal backpack here. It's just enough for this start cable stuff, or whatever that is. But yeah, you can clearly see that if you want to go to the supermarket, this is not really the car for you guys because not a lot of storage. So when I do have to store stuff, I have to put it here, but then I can't have any passengers. So yeah, it's not the best car to go to the supermarket potentially, but hey, in Dubai you can order stuff online, so I never go to the supermarket with this actually. Now here comes the biggest problem with owning a Bugatti Veyron, the maintenance cost. It is absolutely sky high. So the biggest problem is not buying it, it's affording to keep maintaining it. That's the big issue. So let me just run some numbers through you. Every single year, my insurance is $35,000. That's per year. So that's already a high number. And then if I wanna change my tires, which I probably have to do every year at least, that's $50,000 just to change the tires. And if I go racing in the desert, which I do sometimes, I have to change even more often. So that's crazy. And if I take it to the garage just to let's say fix a small scratch or fix if I crash, we're talking $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 to do these small little things. So very expensive. And like I said, the gas consumption is very high, so that's also a lot of money. My roof just arrived. Here you can see how it looks. And this is the process of putting on the roof. So thank you guys, let's put it on. And if you are alone, then this is very hard. You need to be two people for this to be a very easy process. And even then it's not the easiest. But yeah, you can see it's...
That's why you have two drivers.
Yeah. Thank you guys, very nice.
Under 1 minute.
Yeah, that's fast, that's fast. So it is a manual process, but for me it's automatic because I have my two amazing drivers to do that for me. But here you can see how it looks with the roof on. Looks beautiful. And now, of course, it is fit for a rainy day or a cold day. I love it as a daily driver. It has pros and cons, like I said, but for me, the pros outweigh the cons by far, and I love it so much. All right, so like I said, this key is $10,000. I do have a spare key, but I've been told that even the spare key is $7,000, which is absolutely mind-blowing. So for sure, I should not lose this. That could be a problem. But that is the Bugatti Veyron as a daily driver. All in all, I give a big thumbs up, even though there are a few cons to this amazing car. But make sure to subscribe, because if you want to see me using this car and having a cool lifestyle here in Dubai, make sure to subscribe. I want to inspire you to go out there and achieve your dream just like I am achieving my dream right now. Thank you for watching. Go and click these videos right here if you haven't seen them, and I will see you over there. Bye-bye.